Joining us now, former acting ICE director and Fox News contributor, Tom Homan. Tom, it's great to have you back on. Okay, the New York Times is now reporting that in the last 3 months, U.S. border authorities have encountered and captured illegal border crossers from 160 countries around the globe, from Asia and the Middle East. 160, Tom. That's a lot.
Well, the whole world is paying attention to what's going on our border. No, everybody wants to come to the United States, and the Biden administration, they may say the border's closed and it's secure, but actions speak louder than words. You know, the world's seeing thousands of people enter the country every day, being released into the United States with no court date. And they also know that ICE has been decapitated, so ICE can't even arrest and remove people here illegally anymore. You have to commit and be convicted of an aggravated felony in addition to being here illegally. So now is it open borders? You get here, you don't have to leave because no one's looking for you. I mean, the whole world is watching what's going on. They're paying more attention to our border than the Biden administration is.
Does China allow people to cross their borders without any papers whatsoever? Does Russia allow that? Does Europe allow that? Does Canada allow that? Do countries in Africa allow that? Does India allow that?
No. Every country, every sovereign nation in the world has borders and border enforcement. The Biden administration has made it clear this is an open borders agenda. You and I talked about this many times. This is by design. There's no mistake. The promises that Biden made, you won't be detained, you won't be deported, and you can get free health care, and I'm going to end the Remain in Mexico program. I'm going to have asylum, and I'm going to give a DACA fix. He offered all the things. He knew he was causing a surge. At the highest numbers, the numbers last month, 178,000, that's a 900% increase over last year under Trump. So, and people know, so we have an unprecedented amount of people entering the country illegally, and at the same time, ICE had the lowest number of arrests and removals in the history of the agency last month. So it's the complete opposite of what should be happening, but this is the administration telling Border Patrol what to do, telling ICE what not to do. This isn't an accident. This is open borders agenda, and this is where we're at.
Do U.S. airports, does Chicago O'Hare, does LAX, does JFK here in New York, do they allow people to come into the airport without any papers, and then they just let them go without any documents? Do those airports allow that?
No, they'll never get through a TSA checkpoint. And when we talk about airports, I want to mention something. I was in Rio Grande Valley 2 weeks ago, Liz, and here's what's really demoralizing to the Border Patrol agents. My plane flight from Rio Grande Valley to Dallas, get my connecting flight back to D.C., there were 7 Border Patrol agents I met out in the jetway before they boarded the plane, just going home after a long detail on Southwest border. They sat there, I sat there. I counted 14 family units. People here illegally with the government packet, their free government airline ticket, and their free government issued cell phone, boarding the same flight with Border Patrol agents that arrested them 2 days ago. Talk about a morale buster for these men and women who serve so bravely on the border. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it in my career. I'm beside myself when I saw this.
You know, conservative columnist Byron York has been all over this too. He's been saying, why do we allow this to happen when people struggle to get in here legally? Immigrants came in here legally, and they're seeing this go on, and nobody knows how this is going to end, Tom. You know, President Biden has taken $2 billion from Americans' health care programs to deal with who is coming across the border. But then the Biden administration, you know, went after, you know, Trump for using Pentagon funds to build a border wall. You know what I mean? So they're diverting funds too, but they're not getting criticized for that.
I don't think it's going to end, and it's going to get worse. The only thing that's saving this administration from all and out open borders with no enforcement is Title 42, because they're still sending about 25% of the families back and a lot of single adults. And that's a Trump policy, Title 42. So thankfully they kept that in place, at least part of it. When that ends, Liz, we're going to see the numbers at the border like you've never seen before.
When does that end?
We have
Quickly.
already losing the border.
Got it.
It's up to the administration.
Ends. Okay, got it.
It's up to the administration when they end it, but it's coming soon.
Okay, it's great to see you, Tom Homan. Thanks for joining us. You're going to come back soon.